Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm tackling a problem that's been bugging me and probably a few of you too if you own a Dolphin or Maytronics pool robot. So here's the deal. These pool robots come with a standard controller and there's a big on button that you press and it starts a 2-hour cleaning cycle. But you can also hit another button and it schedules cleanings every 2 or 3 days. But after a week it resets, which means you have to go back and press it again. That's fine if the controller is right next to you, but mine's not, and walking out there every time gets annoying. Now, they do have Wi-Fi enabled versions of these controllers, but they cost about $400 more, and to be honest, the reviews are not great with their app control. So instead, I set out to make the regular controller smart for about $20. Quick note, before we get into the DIY part, if you don't want to open your controller and work inside, there is another option. You can try using something called a SwitchBot. It's a little device that physically presses buttons for you, and you can control it from your phone. I actually tried this approach for a while, and it did work, but in really hot sun, I found it's lost its effectiveness. The plastic cover on the controller got soft from the heat and flexed enough that the bot couldn't press hard enough anymore. So depending on your setup, you might have better luck than I did. All right, moving forward. The solution I landed on is to add a small Wi-Fi relay. I use one by Shelly, and it lets me press this button remotely using my phone or even my watch. I'll put a link in the video description below for the exact one that I used. It was surprisingly easy to pair with my home Wi-Fi, and the app works really well. It even auto-installed on my watch without any extra steps. Okay, what you'll need is one of these Shelly Wi-Fi relays, some extra wire, thin for the switch and thicker for the AC power, a soldering iron and solder, wire strippers, hot glue gun, and optional is shrink tubing, electrical tape, and some small connectors, all linked below. Step 1, open the controller and unplug the power supply completely. Bring it inside, flip it upside down, and remove the screws with a small Phillips screwdriver. Once you open the case, you'll see there's plenty of space inside. Step 2, you need to tap into the power. Locate the AC power lines coming into the controller, typically blue and brown. They'll be on the outside. Do not use the one on the middle. Use small connectors to safely tap into those. You'll connect those wires to the L and N terminal on the Shelly relay, L for line and N for neutral. Step 3, wire the switch. Next, you'll need 2 wires for the relay's switch function. One goes into the I input terminal and the other goes to the O output terminal. These will connect to the momentary switch that starts the robot. Here's the tricky part. I couldn't trigger the button by soldering to the back terminals directly, but I found that soldering to the bottom left and top right solder joints of the switch worked perfectly. When those 2 points are connected, it acts like you press the button. Test this with a wire first before soldering, just to be sure your controller behaves in the same manner. Once confirmed, I soldered the wires to those 2 points. Then I used a soldering iron to melt a small channel in the plastic case for the wires to poke out cleanly. That way you can reassemble everything without pinching wires. Step 4, set up the app. Now, set up the Shelly app and download and hit the plus sign, and it should auto-detect the relay. Add it, name it, and you're good to go. I added a setting that once the button is pressed, the switch will automatically shut off after 10 seconds. That keeps it from staying on and makes it ready for the next use. Step 5, finish and reassemble. Before closing everything up, do a full test. Make sure the relay triggers to the robot properly and that everything is solid. I recommend using double-sided tapes to secure the relay inside, hot gluing down wires to prevent movement, shrink tubing and electrical tape for double insulation and safety, and carefully checking that no wires are pinched, especially around the waterproof O-ring when you put the box back together. Once everything's good, reassemble the case, tighten the screws, and plug the unit into a GFCI outlet. Watch closely the first time to make sure everything powers on and nothing trips. Now you can start your pool robot from your phone or watch. No more walking outside in the rain or the summer heat to press the button. If you got questions or want clarifications on any step, drop a comment below. I'll do my best to help. All the parts I used are linked in the description, including the diagrams that will help with the wiring. If you like DIY projects like this, consider subscribing. I've got more ideas coming up. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your robot.